everybody. Welcome to the last show for this week for us. Tomorrow we begin our weekend, and I'm upset tonight. We don't want to work Thanksgiving Day, is that right? Right. So what we're doing is we're coming in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and we aren't going to finish here till 10, 11 o'clock tonight. And the crew gets turnaround time, and I don't. I'm really teed off about it. I don't know who's coming on here Monday night, and I'm upset about that. Tuesday we'll have a noted American educator and high school dropout who'd like to give students a BA degree at 16 and then set them free. Mr. Mortimer Adler will be here. On Wednesday, we have Rosemary Clundy to talk about the ups and downs of being a band singer. You don't call them band singers, you call them singers with bands. And on Thursday, our incredible Thanksgiving special, which we will tape here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Those incredible historians, Will and Ariel Durant, will be here with us on Thanksgiving night to conclude your Turkey Day. What a week we have coming up. Tonight we have with us a man that I can only describe as a true Renaissance man. He's been on with us before. His name is Martin Caden. He flies around in an airplane that was once owned by Adolf Hitler. He has a picture of people joined hand to hand that stretches how many miles in Florida? 38 miles, people joined hand to hand. He does things which many people would consider to be crazed, but which all make sense if you stop and consider them. And then a little bit later on, Mr. Lester Veli, who has been a roving editor for Reader's Digest magazine since 1953, who has been covering Jimmy Hoffa since the mid-1950s, who has a book out called Desperate Bargain, Why Jimmy Hoffa Had to Die. And in just a couple of seconds, Mr. Larry Perret, I call him Perret, a junior executive who is leaving NBC after our show tonight to become the anchor reporter on the newscast in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Is that on every day out there? Yeah. Every single day, Monday through Friday. And we'll listen to him read the news to give the folks in Cheyenne a preview of what they're about to get. Now here is what I am really teed off about. Can you tell I'm upset tonight? I can hardly talk. I'm almost spitting. In New York, we had a fellow on this show named Frank Zappa. We afforded him every courtesy and convenience and perk that this show can offer. Limousines, first-class airline tickets, free lunches, free dinners, and everything. Now here, the Chicago Daily News, Friday, November 4th, 1977, a column by John Millward. And he asks Zappa for things that have happened recently in his life that caught his attention. I quote Frank Zappa. When I sat down on the Tomorrow Show, I sat down in the guest chair during the commercial, and the first words that Snyder said to me were, "Did you know that I made $2 million in New York last year?" Then, whenever the camera was off of him, he kept pulling these imaginary red spiders off his lapels. Whew, he was pretty wacky. End of quote. Now, why would Frank Zappa say that? I didn't pick red spiders off my lapel. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, making his network television debut and farewell appearance, all on the same night, Mr. Larry Perret. Larry, sit right down here.
Put the mic on, right? I got to do that.
Put the microphone on, Mr. Perret.
The mic.
Tell what your job is here, or what your job has been. You're an executive spy, are you not?
I think that's a little strong. I think that, well, what I was a page, and then I was put into some other capacities, and I've been doing those, and yeah, I am a spy.
You write up a little report on this show every night, and you send it to the executives.
That's a rather lengthy report, actually.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And what do you say in these reports that you send?
I like Tom. He's a great guy.
He's a fun guy, a good guy, a creative guy, a happy guy.
No, we just talk about what's happened on the show so that everybody knows. As you said last night, they don't. Well, I shouldn't say that, but they really.
No, they really don't
stay up
watch
till
it.
1
Say
in the
it.
morning.
Of course,
sure.
They have to be at work early in the morning, and so it's not fair to ask them to watch this program at night. So you fill them in on what goes on here at night. Now, why are you leaving our establishment?
Well, I'm leaving it because I want to get into news. I want to get into the news business. That's what I wanted to do when I got out of college. Got an opportunity to do it, starting out in a small station. Why not?
What are the call letters out there?
KYCU, Cheyenne, Wyoming.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And what time is the newscast on?
Newscast is on at 5:30 and 10 o'clock.
Oh, you come back at 10 o'clock at night?
Oh, yeah. Well, these are 2 shows.
Oh, okay. Now, are they half hours?
They're half hours. Okay. I've got to produce it, too.
Okay.
Got to anchor it.
And you are the anchor reporter?
Right, anchor person, I was told.
All right. And how did you get this job?
Well, I kind of made a tape over at San Francisco State University, where I went and to school, and I made the tape and sent it out to them, and they bought it. Fooled them.
When did you make this tape?
Last Wednesday.
Oh, so you were while we were in New York, you were out looking at ditches, huh?
Well, actually, I sent it out Wednesday, but I made it about a week before.
We don't have the tape here, but I want the people in Cheyenne to be able to get to know you and your news reading style and your news reporting style. I just ripped a couple of items off the AP wire before I came in here.
I'm in trouble.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here with some of today's news is Larry Perret.
Okay, now I look in the camera, right? There's the camera.
No, really do it like, you know,
Okay.
like you were in Cheyenne, okay?
Sure.
And we'll give you a critical appraisal
Okay.
when it's all over. But now let me give you this.
All right.
Do they call it like Eyewitness News or News Center 8 or whatever it is?
I don't even know. Isn't that amazing?
You're going out to do the show and you don't know what the title of it is?
Let's call it Newsbeat.
All right.
News scene.
No, I like Newsbeat.
Newsbeat,
Trust me
okay.
on this one. You'll like it. All right, now. Here is News Beat, 5:30, 30, and here is Larry Perret. Here's Larry.
Israel's Prime Minister drew applause when he announced the first Arab-Jewish summit in 58 years will take place this weekend in Jerusalem. But the reaction from Arabs was critical of Egyptian President Sadat's visit to Israel. Is that enough on that story? We're moving to the next story.
No. You got to read all this.
We're going to continue that story. 2 of Sadat's cabinet ministers resigned, apparently in protest, and the Egyptian embassy in Damascus was hit with a bomb.
Damascus,
says Tom Snyder from The Tomorrow Show. The Israeli Prime Minister today called President Carter to thank him for his help in arranging the meeting, saying that it would not have happened without Carter's year-long Middle East peace efforts. And we're all waiting for more news on that. Meanwhile, President Carter planted a red maple tree on the front lawn of the White House today, and that's news because in the same spot, the trees planted by Presidents Hayes and Wilson failed to grow, and like many hardy members of the White House staff, that new tree is from Georgia, and we'll be having film on that at our 10 o'clock newscast. And if you're looking for something to read, you can get a copy of the latest book on the life of singer Elvis Presley for $125, and if you don't get one of the first 300 copies, it will cost twice as much. And that's what the story is there, Tom. You want me to keep going? I can keep doing it.
No. That's the news. Back at 10. See you then.
That's the news. Back at 10. See you then.
No.
Oh. See you then.
You got it.
And on nationwide television, we're doing this.
Listen, all of us on this floor have had a good time knowing you and working with you, and I and they wish you the very best of everything else.
Can I say one thing to you?
Sure.
And that is that as a measure of your success in this industry, I want to tell you that I have the highest esteem for you, and as a measure of success, I want to present you with a plexiglass ruler, folks, who... And you may know that on The Tomorrow Show, we debuted this a few months ago, and we're here to have fun, and I want to give this to you.
Thank you. I accept
you
it
very
with
much.
great pleasure. I will treasure it. And Ralph has a can of my hairspray for you as you leave.
I need it, believe me.
Because in Cheyenne, they don't stock all the different brands. We got the good stuff. All best
Thanks
to you.
a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
You've been a good sport. We will continue with Martin Caden after these words from our sponsors. And do remember, we're here to have fun.